It's almost 2025, and if you're not speed flipping, you're gonna fall behind. This mechanic is now essential from Diamond to SSL. And today, I'll show you how to speed flip consistently with cinematics and overlays. So whether you're a controller or KBM, this will work for you. If you didn't know, I'm a GC3 ranked controller player, but I started in 2016 on keyboard and mouse. So I'll teach you every single way you can speed flip on controller and on keyboard and mouse. Plus, at the end, I'll show you how to do it from each kickoff spawn, and you'll know a trick I use to be able to speed flip from every kickoff, even if you can only speed flip on one side. Let's get started. Step 1, the flip cancel. The foundation of any good speed flip is a flip cancel. A flip cancel stops your flip midway, helping you recover faster, keeping your nose forward, and keeping you low throughout for the fastest kickoff possible. Here's how it works. Start with a regular front flip using up or W to jump forward. Then immediately pull down and hold, or press S and hold to cancel the flip and stop the animation. That's a full flip cancel. Moving on to step 2, the diagonal flip. The secret to speed flipping is combining that flip cancel with a diagonal flip. Now, the optimal position for the fastest diagonal flip is about 15 to 30 degrees off of center. So if you're gonna imagine your joystick is a clock, to speed flip left, you want to angle your diagonal flip around 11 o'clock, and to speed flip right, you want to angle your joystick around 1 o'clock. This slight angle is crucial. Now, to be clear, a speed flip will still work up to 45 degrees. So if you're on KBM, you can just hold WA or WD, but for the fastest speed flip, a slight angle between 15 and 30 degrees is technically quicker. Before we move on, if you're struggling with this, there's actually a third way to speed flip. This third method combines a front flip with directional air roll to create a 45-degree diagonal dodge without the joystick input. Here's how it works. Start with a front flip by pushing your joystick straight up or holding W. Then, at the same time, press the directional air roll button for the side you want to speed flip when you jump or dodge. Think of it like addition. You're creating a diagonal dodge by adding together inputs. Now, if you want to use this method, you can, but quick warning, there are a few reasons why I don't recommend this method as your main approach. Mainly, this method limits flexibility and precision that you get from your joystick. And you also need to be comfortable with air roll left and air roll right, so you need to bind them both. That said, this method can still work if you're struggling with the traditional method, or you can't get it consistently, or you just need a quick, simplified approach. But for maximum control and versatility, I recommend using the standard diagonal input. Now, let's do a controller test for your flip cancel consistency. So all controller players, listen up. Often, we don't hold our controllers perfectly straight in our hands when we're gaming, and this can impact the consistency of your flip cancel. So let's do a quick test together. Pick up your controller if you're not holding it already, and now, without looking down, I want you to pull down on your joystick as if you're canceling a flip. Go ahead, give it a try. Now, once you have it done, look down at your hands and check your controller. When you pull down, was it perfectly straight, or was it slightly off center? If your thumb tends to bias one way or the other when you pull down, this will mess up your flip cancel and can make your car tilt sideways or lose speed. Take time to practice pulling down consistently, and it will help you avoid these issues and keep your speed flip accurate every time. Moving on to step 3, cancel timing and technique. The cancel is what makes the speed flip work, but it's also the spot where most people go wrong. First, let's talk about holding the cancel. As soon as you start the flip cancel, you need to pull down and hold on your joystick, or press S and hold on your keyboard until the full flip animation stops. If you don't hold it long enough, your car's nose will flick or twitch or whip up at the end of the flip. While this can be useful for certain moves, like pre-flipping into an air dribble, it's not ideal for ground speed flips because it slows you down and can mess with your landing. Second, the speed of the cancel is critical. If you're using the SpeedFlip Trainer plugin, which I'll have linked down below and we'll discuss more in a second, you'll notice the upper range for a successful flip cancel is around 75 milliseconds. But to stay in the green zone, you want to aim to do your cancel in 50 milliseconds or less, which, to put in perspective, is 1/20th of a second. That's fast. Now, if you go any higher or you cancel too late. The way you'll know this is your car will start to nosedive. Then your boost will shove you into the ground and you're gonna scrape the ground and lose speed. So to get the timing right, you just wanna think, I wanna cancel as fast as possible. So try to pull down or press S and hold immediately after you jump for the fastest speed flip. Moving on to step 4, let's talk about landing tips and how to use air roll and cancel mechanics to land straight consistently. To land straight every time, you need to flip cancel properly and use a little bit of air roll at the end. For the flip cancel, know that you'll get the same canceling effect roughly, whether you cancel down left, down center, or down and slightly right. But the difference is, if you pull off center for your cancel, it will affect the torque of your cancel and it can slightly change how your car lands. So in simple words, if you don't cancel straight down, you might land sideways. This is why I personally always try to cancel down for consistency's sake. You'll also need to use a bit of air roll to get back to the starting position. To do this, you want to press the air roll in the same direction that you speed flipped. So if you use directional air roll, that means press air roll left after you speed flip left, or press air roll right after you speed flip right. Now, if you use joystick air roll, this can work just as well, but you'll need to swipe your joystick over in the direction you speed flipped at the end to make sure you air roll that way. What this looks like is if you're speed flipping left, for example, you need to sweep your joystick to the left at the end of the speed flip. Or if you're speed flipping right and you want to use joystick air roll, you need to sweep your joystick to the right to make sure you air roll right and stay level. It's the same idea, either way, just a little bit of extra inputs based on how you do it. Okay, now to put it all together, Luke from the future here, let's combine the steps slowly. On controller, to speed flip left, your joystick should start by pushing up to 11 o'clock. Then, after you dodge, you want to immediately pull straight down on your joystick to 6 o'clock. The time this should take for you to flip forward and pull down to cancel should be 50 milliseconds or less. Now, to complete the cancel, simply hold your joystick down while pressing air roll left to straighten out. There should be no power slide needed on landing unless you land sideways. If you want to speed flip right, you're going to dodge up to 1 o'clock, then still pull straight down to 6 o'clock. Hold and press air roll right to straighten out. That's controller speed flips explained. On KBM, there are 2 steps that are different. To speed flip left, we're going to dodge WA. So this is a little more left than that 11 o'clock position, but it's the best we got on KBM. After you dodge WA, you want to cancel SD. Then to complete the speed flip on KBM, you can either press air roll left with Q if you have that bound, or you can use joystick air roll, hold shift and press A after you finish canceling SD. Now faster on the right side for KBM, to speed flip right, dodge WD, then immediately cancel SA. To straighten out, air roll right by pressing E, or use joystick air roll by holding shift and pressing D at the same time. That's speed flipping with controller and KBM sorted. Now, to put all this together, let's try out Musty's speed flip test training pack. This is the best way to see if you're doing this right and to get consistent with it. As you work through this pack, here's a small but crucial tip. Right before you flip, make sure you do a slight adjustment in the opposite direction to line yourself up. For example, if you're speed flipping left, you want to nudge your car slightly to the right before you flip. This tiny adjustment helps counter the flip's momentum and keeps you on a straight line to the ball. To really dial in your speed flip, you can also use the Speed Flip Trainer plugin on PC. This tool shows you your flip angle, how fast you cancel, and jump timing. Use this pack and plugin to get the hang of each kickoff position, and with a bit of practice, you'll be hitting speed flips consistently in no time. Now, as you do this, let's review the 3 most common mistakes to watch for. Number 1 is flipping too far to the left or too far to the right. Stick to the 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock angle. Number 2, canceling in the wrong direction. Make sure your cancel is straight down. It's not better to cancel down and left or down and right. Straight down. Finally, number 3, not holding the cancel long enough. Keeping the joystick down fully helps return your car to the neutral position. So make sure you press and hold so you stay low and fast. Now, if you're still struggling with timing or you want personalized feedback, there's a chance you could have a keybind issue. And that's where talking to higher ranked players might help. If you're looking for friends, I just updated my free Discord community. It's a community with voice chats where you can talk to people, improve, and find teammates fast. Here's Here's what's inside. Number 1, you can find teammates near your rank and in your region. Number 2, you can access all my courses, including the new ones, like my Platinum to Champ course, completely for free. And number 3, if you want, you can upgrade for coaching and private events with me. It's free, simple, and ready to help you rank up. Click the link in the description below to join over 40,000 players, and I'll see you inside. Back to the video. Now that you know the speed flip, let's learn how to apply it from each kickoff position. Each one has a slightly different approach to help you land and get the best 50-50. Let's start with the left or right diagonal spawn. If you spawn on the left diagonal, I recommend you turn left and then speed flip to the right to approach the ball at the center and give you the best angle for your 50-50. For the right diagonal, it's just the opposite. Adjust upfield slightly, then speed flip to the left to land behind the ball and be in line for a good 50-50. From the center, drive forward and angle slightly left or slightly right before the flip. Then speed flip in the opposite direction to land behind the ball. This gives you a strong position to push straight through. And finally, for the slightly off-center spawns, left or right, you actually have a couple of different options. Number 1, and the most basic, is start by angling slightly infield and then speed flip the opposite direction to reach the ball. For example, from a slightly off-center left spawn, this looks like turning to the right and then speed flipping left. Method number 2 is you can use the shimmy technique. For example, from a slightly off-center left spawn, go right, left, right with your joystick, or DAD on KBM, to grab the pad, face back upfield, and then speed flip to the right. This technique is especially useful if you're only consistent with speed flips or you're faster in one direction. Finally, for method 3, you can take a more neutral approach. Simply drive forward and then speed flip in to barely grab the first pad and land behind the ball. This works if you're comfortable adjusting midair with a slight bit of air roll to land smooth. And that's your complete guide to mastering the speed flip for faster kickoffs in 2025. If you're serious about ranking up this season, I've got another video called The Fastest Way to Rank Up that covers everything from advanced mechanics to strategies. So if you're looking to improve faster, click it and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.